Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Never let a manufacture stack like that. And if we getting toxic, tell the boy fall back. If it was back then, I'd be tripping off that. Took a little time just to get me.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So that a nightmarish start to a football game as they give the ball away on the opening kickoff.
And they put their defense in a bind right away. They have to go into protect mode.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing. And they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Wide open. Yellow, go. 6, 7.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. The connection with his running back, Josh Jacobs. Touchdown! Josh Jacobs. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Broncos are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. On play action, they'll throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Garrett. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. The Chiefs at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
A gain of 3, second down. This defense for the Chiefs, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Hey, man.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This is caught by Evans. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
43!
Mahomes now on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, something like that neighborhood.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and 13. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trip to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And some space here. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's good, and it is now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Ultra.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Right.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And some room to work. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and a defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets them apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Mahomes now on first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. The one thing that we know for sure, do not question the arm strength of Patrick Mahomes, one of the strongest around. Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
On second down, Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The slot man in motion right. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And Mahomes Jacobs misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Here's Jacobs from the gun, and he's got some space here. 158 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Evans comes in motion right. 2nd and 11. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Right through. Hey, check Rager.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. They'll set up a throw. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan when trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try to throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They're going to snub this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. This is intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Davenport, the first-rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. 174 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Yellow, no. Red, yellow. Red, red.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Ready, ready, let's do it.
Jacobs is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now this 4th quarter becoming very interesting. That pick 6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. And he's got Rome. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 244 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And I think this defense knew what was coming, as he is smothered behind the line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but works so far.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
And defensively trying to beat the 2-minute warning with a timeout, and they do. Calling it with 2:04 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range.
On the set. Smash.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Hey, check Megan.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Broncos are going to have it 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Here's Jacobs, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
Okay, ready?
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. One more time with Jacobs, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before it can even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
Ultra.
They'll run with Jacobs. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. What'd you say, 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And
That'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point by Bucker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for Denver, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1.
And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they'll fall to 1-2. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.